and Zelenny coming to you live from the Hockey Book Club. Zelenny Cameron's Hockey Book Club. Whoa, you just sang. You busted out a note. I can't believe it.
I know. It's late at night, so anything can happen. You know?
That is so cool.
Yeah. So.
It's late night book club.
Yeah. This episode comes out at 8 a.m. probably, so it probably makes no difference. But
yeah, wow, it is top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, so it's late at night for us right now while we're recording, and we're having a chill night.
Chill night, yeah. So we had a good dinner. We had some guests over. It was a late housewarming party that I had made an agreement to a friend of mine that helped us move into where our studios are at. And I had forgotten that I said in order to repay you for your kind help, I would love to treat you over for a housewarming dinner. But then, I don't know, it just got kind of fast in life and forgot all about it. Then I saw him at a party that he invited me to just a few weeks ago. And that's actually where I found this beautiful backdrop, this in space that we're in today. This is a painting of his that he did, and he's been putting on. That was the first kind of art show that he's put on at his home, and then he's putting on another one soon. And so anyway, I decided while I was there, he reminded me that he never came over for a housewarming, and so I said, well, I'm getting more into cooking, so why don't you come on over and we'll have a good dinner? And that's exactly what we did. What did I steam today?
Yeah. He steamed a lot, but I just wanted to say that like his art is really beautiful. I didn't know he did art at all, and it's kind of a new thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
And
it's a new
so
thing
it's
he's
like,
doing.
When Cameron came back from his art show and showed me all this, I was like, whoa, this is like really beautiful and like colorful, trippy kind of art. And yeah, that's what this background is. And he showed us some other stuff he's working on while he was here, and it's like even more like intricate, it seems like. So that's really cool. It's a lot of black light and fluorescent, right? This is under black light?
Yes. This is under black light.
It's really beautiful.
It's really cool. So and he showed me the whole process of how he does it. It's really awesome. So I guess we'll, I don't have his handle. I don't know like how to follow him on Instagram.
We'll
but
just shout him out.
Anyways, yeah, thanks Daniel for coming over. You're super great, and I hope that you get to watch this.
At least see his art being the background for
exactly.
Today.
So yeah, we are coming to you after coronavirus week.
After dark. I think after dark. And daylight savings.
That too.
That too. Daylight savings.
Oh
screw
man,
daylight.
Did it mess you up?
Well, that's why we're
today?
so late right now, because
it's true. God,
like,
normally this would be fine.
Exactly. Like, it's awful. It's the government robbed me. I felt robbed when Cameron told me this morning. I hate daylight savings. My mom raised me to hate it. She says the other time is the true time.
Well, you hate a governmentally sanctioned time change?
Yeah, when they're robbing me. I love it the other way, but not when they're robbing my time.
Spring forward, baby.
That's messed
Here
up.
we are, 2020. So speaking of spring, oh my God, the craziest news in our locale is that South by Southwest
got canceled.
Oh,
for coronavirus.
And I wasn't sure if they meant just it got shamed on social media, or if it was officially
it got canceled.
Yeah, all the Coachella people were South by's canceled.
South by's canceled. No, it's officially actually canceled. Not just social media canceled, and it's a big deal.
What?
I didn't think it would happen.
Never said happened. It's unprecedented.
People were speculating around the office and or wherever on Twitter, but I felt it's not gonna happen.
Really? So you thought, they would just go through with it? I honestly thought so too.
Yeah, they seemed kind of firm, but it was actually the city that forced them essentially to cancel. But it's for insurance reasons and stuff. I don't know. All that stuff it's like a big catastrophe and insurance mess, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because that's millions of dollars, $350 million. I saw.
Oh my God! How did that start? What did you just do?
I don't know.
Did we have a guest musician just come into the studio?
I don't know.
A little guest flute player, like.
That was the old spoiler music. Do you remember?
Oh,
That was like the music that played
before spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh man,
To warn.
throwback. Man,
I
we should
know.
listen to some of those episodes. We need to like chop and screw the best parts of those episodes
I know,
and
I
make
know.
like a sizzle.
Yeah, I know. There's so much. If we had actual fans, we could ask them to do it, but we don't. So
Are you an actual fan? You want to help us?
no, like just kids that have nothing to do. They always make compilations or whatever.
Kids. There's no
I don't
kids
know,
that are
kids.
listening to us for sure.
Yeah. So
Maybe some cat enthusiasts.
yeah, South by Southwest is canceled officially, and it's a mess. But this coronavirus panic is serious.
So I
It's
felt like
scary.
this whole past week was all about it. Like that's
Yeah.
the week that it went into high gear,
Yeah.
and we were experiencing it just going at the grocery store earlier today to get ready for this dinner that we had just a while ago. Crazy, everything's getting pulled out of stocks. They didn't have my trail mix.
There were limits. Oh, they didn't.
No,
We split up.
They didn't have it last time I was there. And they didn't have
Oh,
it this time
no.
either.
Yeah, you told me something.
Yeah, that's
something
why I
like
only
that.
got a little bit the last time.
Well,
I was excited to get some today.
This grocery trip, we were in a hurry, so we split up and divide and conquer the grocery list because it was long.
That was so cool, right?
It
We
was
did good job.
helpful.
And so was it a good thing that I took that time ahead of time to make that list?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you
Yeah.
kept saying like put it on the list, and I don't have a list, so I just said I don't have a list.
So I took a moment this afternoon before going to just actually write out everything, and then she was able to take a photo of it, and we split up, and we decided who would get what based on kind
It
of
was
the
very
sides of the grocery store.
strategic. And like when we entered, we were like looking at the list, strategizing. It was very involved.
I was impressed considering just how busy it was and everything too.
It was a zoo.
And we made sure we brought like 8 bags. Jesus.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I brought bags, Cameron brought bags, because we were both worried we'd forget. So yeah, it was a very strategic grocery
Absolutely.
trip.
It was the funnest I've had at a grocery store in a long time.
Really?
I will say
I
that.
never have fun. I always feel like I'm being tortured.
I felt this. Yeah, and me too. But I wanted to tell you that was really chill.
Okay, that's good.
Thank
I
you.
didn't find it chill. But
know.
I had
I
the-
hope.
I had the
Hopefully, I
cart.
tried to make it better for you. I don't
It's
know.
because I had the
helped.
shopping cart. You took the basket.
It's so true. The shopping cart
shopping
takes up
cart-
so much real estate in the aisles.
It's like heavy traffic
It
in
is.
every aisle, and
And that's what stresses me out. Like the
Yeah.
last time I went by myself, I was like,
that's why you were
"Ugh."
chilling, because
Yeah.
you didn't have a card.
I know, and I didn't have a list either. I would have made it in like
Oh right.
super quick time, but
Hmm.
well, anyway.
That's very like boring, like everyday routine.
Yeah, so
stuff.
coronavirus happened, and I don't know what the latest status of it is, but we found a mask out on the floor
Oh my
just
god!
outside
Right
here.
outside our house, there's just a mask on the floor, like ominously. It's so scary, like those face masks.
Oh,
It's like, did
no.
someone with the virus take it off all of a sudden, right there? Yeah. So it's crazy. That was like the big news, yeah. But I feel like again on Friday there was a lot.
Oh, and then all the Democratic
news.
people that dropped out of the race.
Oh yeah, sad.
Super
sad.
Tuesday has happened since we last recorded.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's sad for women everywhere. I feel like seeing Elizabeth Warren struggle and, her being so prepared but it's sad. I don't want to talk about it. It's just sad as a woman.
Yeah.
It's just like, the song "The Man" by Taylor Swift. It's very that.
Talked about that last episode.
We did. We talked about the music video. She was in drag.
Unfortunately, we don't really have any music videos to talk about in this episode.
Do I not?
I don't think so.
I guess not.
We haven't really watched
I
anything.
did watch the "Say So" music video.
You did? I didn't know.
You don't know what the song is.
No.
It was a song I was playing earlier that's like 70s disco sounding. No, you saw part of the video with me because you were working, and I was like, Cameron, look, it's 70s disco. And they were all dressed like in disco and like doing the dance moves? You don't remember?
Oh, yeah, I peeked over for
Okay.
sure, but I was busy, so I
Right,
couldn't
he was.
focus
So,
on it.
but it was a gorgeous music video, and that song has been actually I thought it was newer, but it's only the music video is very new. It came out like the same day Stupid Love came out, but the song has been out for a while, and it's became huge on TikTok, and then because it became huge, it got released as a single. It wasn't originally
Wow,
a
so
single.
TikTok helped it get boosted?
Well, that's the new way that things go to the top of the charts. TikTok.
Wait, what?
Don't act shocked. The kids love it.
Nobody's got CDs anymore?
No.
Oh.
They're honestly, it's hard to find. Like, if you're a fan of anyone like slightly smaller, like you can't get a CD of them. Like, I can't buy a Kim Petra
All digital?
CD. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all digital. Well, because it's a lot of money to pay for the physical thing.
This
for
is
them
absolutely true.
To front.
To the point where, like, who's actually going to use it?
Exactly. It's really more like, you know how vinyls have become or became like a commemorative piece more than the practical use itself. I think CDs are a little bit of that, like in a mini form.
Like, so you got the Tame Impala CD when we bought tickets to go see Tame Impala.
Yes. Oh, I wish I
So
could
that's
show
pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah, I'm glad they still release their CDs, but their packaging is paper, so it's like, well, it's not like.
That's more sustainable too, I guess.
Well, yeah, and it's more, I imagine, more cost effective for them. Even though they're a big band, but I don't know how many CDs they're selling either.
Oh, I can't wait for that Tame Impala concert. That's going to be really fun.
Oh, my God, yeah. We have tickets. I'm excited.
Heck yeah. So you're going to have to keep it tuned in to know how that goes.
Oh, new album.
World tour.
Lady Gaga released a world tour with 6 locations.
Oh, so that's some news. So we had Chromatica.
Chromatica Ball.
Did you hear about this?
I'm sure no one cares or about Lady Gaga at this point except me and all the little monsters. But yeah, she released the Chromatica Ball, which she always calls her concerts balls, except Joanne, I guess. So this whole era has been like return to pop. So I feel like she's doing all her classic moves, I guess, and one of them is calling the tour the whatever ball, Chromatica Ball.
Oh, so that's what she's calling it, the Chromatica Ball.
Yeah, like her first huge tour that was amazing and made me fall in love with her was the Monster Ball tour. And it was...
Oh, so is that the Monster reference?
Yes. Well, the whole thing is the Monster... She had a song called Monster, and like...
Oh.
She was always... The name of the second album is The Fame Monster. And that was her... That was the Bad Romance, Telephone, Alejandro, Judas. Wait, no, not Judas. Judas was Born This Way.
Oh.
But those other ones. Yeah. So that was like her... That was really her magnum opus, to be honest. Or it could be yet to come. But The Fame Monster was like mainstream peak success. So anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about Lady Gaga, but...
Chromatica.
Oh, yeah. She released 6 dates, and they're all in stupid places I don't want to go to.
Right, exactly. Only, like, who does a 6-date tour?
Well,
what is with that?
No, she has an illness. She has chronic pain.
Sorry. I'm demanding too much from little Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so she can't tour anymore. That's why she does her Vegas thing, because she's broke her hip, and that sort of changed everything for her. And that's like a very, very serious injury. And so the tours are way too hard on her. But just
it's hard. The stage. I mean, I'm blown away by her stage performance and how she's always able to bring it every time when I've seen her.
Yeah, she's really good at that. But I'm just salty there was no Texas date. It was like Boston, Chicago, and New Jersey, and I was like, you know. But anyway, I'm sure
we can go to Chicago.
I don't want to go to Chicago.
Why not? It could be fun.
I don't know.
I think Chicago. Do you like Chicago? But let us know in the comments below.
Could you imagine? How competitive tickets are gonna be for this?
Oh, have they gone on sale yet?
No? They go on sale I think Friday.
Got it.
And I'm like I don't expect to. Yeah. I'm scared. The Hunger Games. I'm just hoping to go back to Vegas. I'm assuming she'll bring the Chromatica ball to Vegas, and then we can go yet again.
Oh my God.
What?
Look at her.
Lena?
Yes.
What about her?
She's
She
all
already
up on
started
me.
all up on us. She didn't even wait till we started.
No kidding.
So yeah, it's very limited dates, and it's tough because I want to go to all of her balls, but I don't know if I'm able to. Why are you looking at yourself?
Cut that out, please.
I caught you.
Cut that.
Exposed.
It's hard when you give me a TV monitor right in front of me.
Well, yeah, I know.
I'm like, is the zipper just right?
Right. You can't even see.
Yeah.
So anyway, now I'm done talking about Lady Gaga. I'm so sorry. I do this every time.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's just she finally has an era. I have things to talk about.
This is exciting. This is an exciting period of her career.
Yes. So whatever. That was music.
Okay. That's all the music
there
updates.
Was TV news.
No other.
I have a TV news moment.
Let us know.
I know
what
this
is
is just
it?
becoming the same theme as last week, but like there's so much pop culture stuff that happens every fucking week now. Because I think the spring is just so productive. Just things are happening, you know. Things don't happen like this in the winter. Or in December, you know,
Right.
things aren't happening like this.
Of course. Things are moving fast.
Yeah.
We're rolling here.
So,
we're in March now. 2020 is on blast.
Do you know RuPaul's Netflix show?
I know of it, but I don't remember the title of it.
At all? Well, you watched the first episode, right?
It's like, it's a reference to one of her songs, right?
No.
I don't remember that.
It's AJ and the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it did not get renewed officially.
Oh no!
I know, it was a sad moment. It was on Friday too, I think, the news, or Thursday or Friday.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. Like it didn't end. It definitely ended open ended. You could tell they were
hoping for a renewal.
Yeah, because they did end it. It had some closure or some like finality to it, but also like still a lot you could have explored, especially just in the aftermath of the end. So they did kind of leave it a little cliffhangery, and it's just kind of sad for RuPaul. And it's sadly, I don't think a show that could be saved by like social media power, because it wasn't like amazing enough for that. It takes like a really special show, I think, to be like brought back by popular demand, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it had really good moments, but it also like had not as great moments, and it's just kind of, I don't know. Tough news for RuPaul though. I feel bad because he really like stretched himself, I feel like, as a artist or performer or whatever, like acting for real.
True. I mean, because he spent a whole career in drag, and so this was one of his opportunities in his career to have an entertainment gig that was okay to not be in drag.
Yeah, so it's kind of sad. I didn't know. I thought they would give it to him, honestly, just because he's such a hot name right now. But I don't know. I feel like maybe Netflix is just all about numbers, and they're very like, just
they
doesn't
definitely are.
Yeah, it just doesn't meet the numbers, and it's out. You know, no matter who's behind it or whoever.
But we're gonna get another Love Is Blind, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Number 2 in America every day. It says every day like I was always like in the top 5 of what's popular in the U.S.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess. But it's an interesting.
Well, so that's some interesting news. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, I saved it.
It's a good one. It's very juicy.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have anything else to top that with?
Well, it was kind of a bad day for Drag RuPaul in general.
So right, you had told me about this when I came home. I couldn't catch this new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's
Friday
like
night.
debut, season premiere 2.0.
Yes.
And I didn't get to see it, but I watched it the next day, and then you let me know that there was some news that broke ground about a contestant on this season that when I saw this new episode, it started with a disclaimer. It started with it, right?
Yeah.
At the top of the program, saying,
well, that one of the contestants is disqualified due to recent allegations and, something controversies, and the queen is Sherry Pie. She was in this premiere group, and it's just kind of a crazy day. It's a really tough thing for reality shows. We saw the same thing happen, a similar thing happen on Survivor last season.
Well, it was a little different.
It was a little different, and so I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like it's gotten so much attention already. And everything has been said, It's like not worth that much time, but this queen was catfishing young men for not young, just men, as posing as a casting agent and soliciting audition tapes that might be they were sexual or like inappropriate, basically, and leading them on with like very prestigious opportunities. Like saying that she was casting for something very prestigious for HBO or whatever, and it was all just a lie to get those audition tapes, of these men in compromising situations or whatever. So all of these allegations came out, and there was like a lot of evidence about it. BuzzFeed wrote about it. I feel like it broke entertainment news, like beyond just like the queer drag race community on social media. Like, it was more of entertainment news, like
really?
one level higher.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
I feel a little bit. I mean, I'm sure not like the top story, but it's a big deal because Drag Race, this all kind of broke, like the BuzzFeed article broke on Thursday, I think, and it had 5 accounts of like 5 victims. So there was just a lot of evidence and a lot of people coming out with the same story. And by Friday, when the episode aired, they had disqualified the queen, which was a big step, I think, because, it's always a very tricky situation. Everyone was calling for that, but like shows, I feel like with these types of things where they haven't seen the evidence themselves or like seen it happen in front of their eyes, or they don't have like charges, because there was no like legal things that would have come up in a background check or something. But when there's like no charges and stuff, like the show could just be like, well, there's no charges and we didn't see anything bad. So they actually went all the way and disqualified her and just took it very seriously. And I think that sets a good example for shows, because this is kind of an increasing issue, talking about canceling. Speaking of canceling, like, it's just, you just can't get into the public eye and expect anything about you to remain secret or hidden, especially something like that.
That makes sense. And it's just unprecedented to see a show kind of in the process of it taking air and coming light of news during the airing, that they're deciding to take this measure. And it's tough when they have already chopped up and edited this program that
a year ago.
Yeah, the whole season, where we don't know if this this contestant might end up to the finals. They could be in the finals, very well be. And I mean, as of what we've seen so far, it looks like this contestant could be a front runner, right? She's pretty good. So it's problematic in a way because of also how this editing like kind of treats her. Like I'm already seeing a little bit of like they seem to really favor her in a way.
Yeah, she got a lot of screen
which makes
time.
sense because she's very charismatic and good on the screen, right?
Yeah. So it's so tough, like, to watch it for me, like having to think about all that, and like I'm just not used to like hating one of the queens on Drag Race. Like, yeah, there's some that might be annoying or being an asshole sometimes or something, but I don't hate any of them, or it's like I don't feel guilty, or I don't know, I don't feel weird about watching them, but like it's so like odd as a viewer to be watching her portrayed just like any other queen and then know what we know, and it's just hard. Like I don't like that. I mean, I'm gonna move past it. It's still like one of my favorite shows, but it's just unfortunate.
It is
all around.
So it'll be interesting to watch how the season plays out in that regard.
Yeah.
And
there was something similar on Survivor, and the show didn't handle it very well, and in the end, they had to apologize. So I'm thinking,
and that one was different in the sense that this was actually happening on air.
Yeah,
so they
what
had like this
happened-
on
yeah.
evidence, more evidence based, I guess, than in the drag shows.
right. Well, more like they saw. So it's tough on Survivor because, it's a social game. So like things that happen, you could put a reason behind it that it's like the social game. But what happened basically is this contestant was sort of sexual, just like being touchy-feely. Like he was an older guy. He was being like touchy-feely on the girls. And some of them did not like it and were complaining and were sort of taking it to production more. Like mainly one, I think Kelly. And then other girls were like playing into it and like into the flirting, but probably because to have him as an ally or in the actual social game. So it's very confusing on Survivor because there were other women that were being treated the same by him, but they were like accepting of it because they were like, okay, well, he's my ally. And, that means like I'll get further in the game, basically. And there were other women that felt more like really uncomfortable with his behavior. And then Survivor gave the whole cast a talk, apparently, about his behavior. And basically they kept him on, like just giving him a second chance, basically, to stop his creepy behavior. And then towards the very end, he did some sort of harassment off camera to a producer or a crew member. And so like that was his last strike, and they took him out of the game. And it's confusing as well because there were castmates of his that really like him and almost defend him. Not defend his actions or anything, but like they feel for him because they like him from being on the show with him. But he's like a total creep. So it's very... And then at the end, like Jeff had to apologize about this whole thing, and it sort of tainted the season in a bit, for sure. On the subreddit, it's a big topic. So it's just interesting that it's a thing that's been happening, and it's always just crazy when it does. It's like
they had mentioned how like the show themselves, they didn't have any kind of protocol in place to handle a situation like that, and how they apologized in a large part of how they had to kind of figure it out as they were going and adapt to it. And so hopefully we got some sense from Jeff in that reunion show that the team there are working on developing like a protocol for how to address something like this in a more formal way in the future, so that more people are protected early on.
I do wonder if like Drag Race, like they were aware of that or like learned from that in any way, or,
I mean,
or
it's
learned from
probably
any other
only,
shows.
I mean, I don't know what kind of background checks they do on them, but I mean, something like that wouldn't be disclosed really, right? And
well, it's just like any Me Too story. Like those are things that are very hard to come forward with, and people don't really care until it's someone famous, for people coming forward a lot of the time. So like, makes sense. Once you get famous, it's like all your skeletons are gonna be revealed. It's just like running for office. It's the same thing.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's a crazy thing. It's never been seen before on Drag Race, for sure.
Yeah, so really
big
heavy stuff going on in that realm of pop culture.
For sure.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what else there is to really talk about.
What do you mean? How dare you?
What else you got?
You don't got anything? You didn't hear about anything?
No.
Nothing?
No, I have been very busy with my own. I mean, no, not really. The only stuff I know is debate and coronavirus stuff.
Oh, well.
Because that's all that CNN talks about, which is the only news source I have at work.
Oh, at work you see the news?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we're a cable TV network, so we happen to have cable TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
it's chill. Like I have a TV in my office.
That's nice.
So I can like switch it to whatever channel I want.
Well, I remember you were watching Drag Race the first night. Oh, I'm so excited to see them all together on Drag Race. But yeah, so are we watching anything? I feel like you're rewatching Lost without me yesterday.
Really randomly.
Kept going, rewatching Lost. A good show.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting.
A crazy
like
show.
The way that it's amazing how the editing of it feels like it must have been a predecessor, like one of the first to edit that way, because I feel like it feels very modern. Like it feels like how shows edit now, like, or put together dramatic entertainment.
I mean, The Good Place was very much influenced by Lost in a lot of ways, mostly in like its ending with a cliffhanger, and also like they would include little nods, like the shot of an eye opening, or little Lost things like that. So Mike Schur was very, I think, inspired by, or he's talked about that on the podcast that I listened to.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm not the way I'm abusing how I am rewatching Lost because I'm skipping around.
Yeah, you're
because
skipping.
I know what happens, and so I feel at more liberty to be able to just hop and choose what I want to watch.
So I showed Cameron the first episode of Once Upon a Time. Which is...
Wait, didn't we already talk about this?
No.
Oh, okay.
We didn't? We did?
I thought we did.
No. That was last week.
Yeah, I thought we talked about it.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Well, that's okay.
Well,
you can say it again.
Say it again. I'm sorry if I was saying it before, but
maybe I just don't want to talk about it.
I'm
embarrassed.
Why?
Because I didn't get it.
Well, no, you shouldn't be embarrassed. That's the show's fault on. Well, okay, so Once Upon a Time, if you don't know, is almost the follow-up to Lost when it ended, the show Lost, on ABC. It was called Once Upon a Time, and it was by one of the same creators. And Lena, get her off.
That was fun.
Okay, fine. Let her.
It's fun to see what she does.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. Once Upon a Time, one of the same creators. It has like a similar feel to Lost in that it's like drama, but it's totally different, sort of total setup, obviously. It's about like fairy tale characters. Well, so I showed it to Cameron because we're rewatching Lost, and I was like, we should watch Once Upon a Time because I used to watch that show, and it's kind of similar, and it's the same. Is it also
an ABC show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. And it's like all the same actors too a lot of the time. But what did you think of the first episode? We just watched the first episode.
Well, I thought it was confusing, and I wasn't able to exactly follow what was happening. But,
yeah, he was lost. No pun intended. But
well, because I was just conflicted with how there's like these two different time periods right out the gate, and they're like trying to, like, the cross-cutting of the editing is difficult to be like, how is what's happening in this world time affecting what's happening in this time?
But it is.
I know, but it was hard to follow.
I think what tripped you up, what messed you up, was that you didn't recognize the actor, so you didn't know who was
that's true.
Who from the flashback.
I recognized one of them.
Which one?
The Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay, which is the biggest transformation.
Well,
like the queen.
But I know that actor. Like, and
you know the actor?
And I was paying attention to the actor when I was seeing him in Rumpelstiltskin form.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
That actor was, because I thought I was confusing him for Willem Dafoe, and I was like,
oh, he looks like him though.
Yeah, and I was like, well, Willem Dafoe probably wouldn't do TV at this period in his career, like when this show had come out. Maybe now, sure, but I was like, I still feel like I know I've seen him before. And then once I saw him out of Rumpelstiltskin form into more normal garb, then I noticed where I knew him from. He played the villain in a James Bond movie.
Oh, interesting.
It was like I think movies after GoldenEye during Pierce Brosnan's time. I don't remember the title.
No.
Maybe it was to Die Another Day. Maybe that's when the one he was a villain in.
Oh.
Or The World Is Not Enough, I think actually is
What
the
are
title.
these movies?
007, The World Is Not Enough.
I know, but I've never seen one.
I'm pretty sure he was the one. He was like I think he was like a diamond character. He like loved diamonds, and he had like diamonds like encrusted into his head or something.
That sounds like Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, he was like that kind of character.
Maybe he's typecast.
Yeah.
So you recognized him, but you didn't recognize Jennifer Goodwin, who was
Who dat?
Well, she's the one. She was Snow White, and she's the one actress I do recognize, mostly from the movie He's Just Not That Into You, which is on Netflix now after a long time.
I can't stand it.
It was you couldn't last in that movie.
No.
It was too boring.
Hell no.
It was like not bad enough to be like entertaining.
Exactly. It was.
You know what movie we should watch? It's really bad. It has bad in the name. It's so bad.
There's like bad boring, you know? There's like
Yes,
bad but not
yes.
boring.
No, I totally get that. There's definitely bad and like extremely entertaining.
Yes.
Like, which we like. We're in that mood a lot.
Yeah.
Well, more me than you, but I'm in that mood a lot. Of like a really bad movie, you know? It's the best. Lena, no, she's trying to get on the computer.
Oh my gosh. Why does she think it's a lap? She thinks everything is a lap.
Well, just anything warm. She thinks anything warm is...
Oh, your laptop is warm.
Yeah, anything warm is the goal. Lena. Oh, no. No, but hold a camera. Okay. There you go, Lena. She's going that way. Oh, God. She just jumped off the table, and it's like not the sturdiest table.
There you go.
So, she's over it. What else?
I got cat hair in my eye, so.
Oh, no. Gross.
Yeah, there's like cat hair floating everywhere in here. I see it. Like there's one right here. There's a couple flying.
What?
Like I see cat hair right here.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, like there.
It's like snowflakes.
Yeah.
They're all different.
Oh my god, I was sweeping it up all earlier today.
Yeah. What else did we do? Well, I wish I could talk about some of the things I did this weekend, but
You can't.
they're
Sensitive?
classified. They're redacted.
Okay. Wow.
But
Well, I'm gonna call
it was
Congress into session, and I'm gonna get those authorized.
I can't get on a reality show because it'll come out.
I mean, yeah, like I was saying, I didn't really watch anything. I played a lot of Fortnite.
Typical.
I had started
I
like the
rewatched-
first 2 minutes of The Bachelor season, whatever, on Netflix.
Early season.
Yeah, it was like, it was still in standard definition.
What do you think's gonna happen? Who do you think she's saying? So the big moment of The Bachelor is Peter's
Current season.
Yeah, The Bachelor Peter's mom says, "Don't let her go," very dramatically.
Sorry to laugh like that.
Well, no, she's talking through tears. It's drama. It's high drama.
It's really cute.
And that's like the money shot they've been teasing for
It's true.
many episodes, and everyone's
It's like so tight on her.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like it's slowly zooming in.
It's just so dramatic, and it's hilarious every time. And what do you think she's talking about? Hannah Ann, 12-year-old soul Hannah Ann.
No, probably Maddie.
Madison?
Yeah.
The Virgin.
I was gonna say
She's
Maddie.
She's so religious. Like
She is.
I don't
know how they're gonna make it work in the end. Like,
if it's her.
yeah. What is going on with this show? Like, I don't know.
Well, people hate Peter. The Bachelorette is not from this season. They've said fuck this season.
Right.
Fuck all the current seasons. It's one from a long time ago. And her thing is that she's older. Like that's gonna be the theme. The way like being a pilot was this one, and being a virgin was for Colton. Her theme is gonna be like she's in her 30s, late 30s.
So that'll be exciting. We
That's
saw
good
something
representation, yes.
similar to that in Love is Blind on the Netflix show about
People
one of
in
their
their
older
30s.
contestant and kind of how it was represented on the show. And
Well, there was a good amount of them that were in their not late 30s, but early 30s, which is just rare in dating reality shows because the show just wants to make money by casting hot people that people want to look at a lot. So they just cast so many early 20s.
Is that what The Bachelor is?
Yeah, of course.
True.
That's why they hate Peter and his scar.
So did we talk about oh crap, what was I gonna say? The Bachelor.
Oh, the music one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like how they're experimenting.
So-
that and the old one. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean.
Senior citizens.
Yes.
Wow, you called them old. How dare you? Yeah,
Sorry, I feel bad. I'm gonna look back on this. I'm gonna watch this when I'm a senior citizen and
Be
I'm
offended.
gonna be offended. I'm gonna be ashamed of myself of what I just said.
So, like, I really do think, and I'll explore this more in my podcast, but we're returning to social experiments for reality TV.
So
like
you were telling me about
fascination.
this theory that you think that the reality TV system has come 360 from its roots in a way.
Well, I think they've just perfected it
Mm-hmm.
and so much that it's like, it's polished, it's like high production value.
Yeah.
Like shows are into their like teens and 20s of seasons, and
That's crazy. You can like see it through my shorts.
oh my god, whoa.
Weird.
It's cool.
What's up?
It makes your shorts look like they're a cool pattern.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah. So I feel like because reality shows have become so polished, like they need to get interest again. And the way in the 2000s they were getting interest was shock value, I feel like. And now it's harder to shock people. I think they really, right now the trend in reality TV is doing more of the social experiment. I think The Circle leading the way really in being like a new social experiment concept. And now The Bachelor's trying to get in on it. And they're casting, they keep putting ads for casting seniors for some sort of senior version of The Bachelor.
I wish I could see your hand. You're doing so much cool stuff with it.
They're doing a senior citizen Bachelor.
You had your elbow. Hold on. There you go. Okay.
All the
there
time.
you go.
They put ads for it all the time. And they have this one's already, the senior citizen one is in casting, it seems. It's more conceptual. And then there's this other one where it's like music. So the idea is
what was the name of the person who made it to the finals in Hannah B season from Nashville? Jed. I feel like it's a Jed inspired season.
Everyone said that on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
everyone's saying like all these memes of like
I'm so unoriginal.
No, it's fine. No, everyone put memes of like Jed when he finds out he could have just waited a year and
Exactly.
not been hated.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know.
I
Yeah.
didn't think of that.
All the memes are of him like hating, being like, damn it, kind of thing. And
is he like ghosted now? He's just like not in the public.
he's canceled. No, I don't know. I'm not in the Bachelor fandom nation thing enough to know like outside the show stuff very much. But yeah, so this new concept that starts after the season of The Bachelor, I guess, is like it's a dating show, but it's like they have to sing duets together.
Yeah, they write original songs.
Oh my god, and they fucking use "Shallow."
Oh my gosh, you're right. So that's the promo song.
Yeah,
for sure.
and then they're like, it's like A Star Is Born, like something like that is literally what they say. And so I saw a tweet that was like, have they seen the movie? Like, it's not a happy ending.
Good point.
Like, it's a real life Star Is Born.
Really
like,
good point.
Wow, her impact. Like, I feel like Star Is Born did perpetuate this show happening.
Definitely. I mean, I could see that being a huge reference for the producers.
Well, they fucking used the whole song, and it doesn't sound very good. to be honest. And it's not that
They're
I'm
not
just,
there to sound good. They're there to fall in love.
but like, then just it's tough. If you look up the trailer, I wish I remembered what it was called.
The Bachelor music is blind.
Something shitty like that. I tweeted about it myself as well. But it's like literally about like you have to fall in love with your duet partner and perform. I don't know, sing songs. I also think so my theory when I saw the commercial, aside from it being inspired by A Star Is Born, was that every network seems to be wanting the magic of Glee.
That's right. You did say that.
Yeah, I was talking about this because like.
I can't relate. I don't remember. The only magic I am aware of is American Idol. And even that is old magic.
It's old magic. Glee really revolutionized the musical TV show and covering songs.
And using popular songs to anchor the fan base around it.
Yes, in the narrative. So Glee always had songs on the charts. All the covers.
I never knew about that.
Yeah.
Were they like at the top of the iTunes store list,
yes.
like you were saying?
They were like number one. And, every Glee cover. And I had them on my iPod all the time. I had all the covers.
Okay. Shit.
I love their covers. Because I love the show, too. And they had really talented singers as well. Like
that's amazing. This is my alien years.
Yeah, so Glee was huge those first few seasons. And I'm sure it made them so much money with all those covers. Like, yeah, they paid for the rights, but then I feel like they just got a lot of money back, and I feel like so many networks are trying to capture that magic in different ways. And like, this is the ABC way of trying to capture that because I feel like they're trying to sell songs that appear on the show. But the Shallow cover was not very good. So what the hell? They're not gonna get the magic, I can tell already because.
So we're not gonna watch it?
Well,
can we just watch the pilot, see what happens?
We always say that, and we just.
That's the
become
problem
fans
is
for
that
life.
they hook you with the pilot, and then the rest of it is crap.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, Love Is Blind. Yesterday.
I'm not saying it's gonna be crap. I'm just saying
it's gonna be crap. I'll say it.
Okay.
You were thinking it, but you said it.
I'm not an official critic here, so I want all of my comments to be taken literally as grains of salt.
Oh my god, literally. So this show looks really stupid, and they didn't even get a good cover of Shallow, get a singer to sing it. Like the girl from the Subway, she got Shallow amazingly. Her cover is everything.
So what, she was invited to the Ellen show apparently?
Her name is Charlotte Aubrey, and she went viral for singing Shallow on a subway station for this guy that does videos of people finishing the lyrics to whatever he says. And she just belted out Shallow, and it was amazing. And she's gorgeous too. Like, you could tell she's very that like old time actress look, kind of like. Well, she's a little older, but like she had like the Farrah Fawcett hair, which do you know that means?
Not really.
Okay. Well, those that know what that means.
Is that an 80s reference?
Yeah, maybe 70s. Farrah Fawcett. Okay. She was a Charlie's Angel, like from the TV show.
Maybe the 60s.
Maybe actually. So she has a very famous photo of her in like a red bathing suit with her signature hair, and it's like that feathery, like blonde, just like feathery.
Okay.
Yeah. And this lady has that kind of hair. But
faucet, like a water faucet?
No, I think it's with a W.
What?
I learned about her because she died the same day as Michael Jackson.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Farrah Fawcett. And I don't know, there was a lot of Michael Jackson coverage, but then there was some like Farrah Fawcett coverage of like her legacy and stuff. So I'm sure I watched some like docuseries or one of those True Hollywood Stories. Or something.
Right.
I used to love those. Did you ever watch those?
I think so. I think I would pop it'd be late at night. I'd just flip to one, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, like,
But it was good. Like they gave you like insider info. It was before Wikipedia.
right. Well, it wasn't.
I mean, probably not.
There was a True Hollywood story about Top Model, and it's everything. Like, we need to watch it, actually,
That'd be
because
cool.
they interview a lot of the contestants, like, post-show from the early seasons, and it's just funny, like,
That's cute.
they reveal things.
I would love to watch more true crime with you.
True crime?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I love detective stories.
It makes me depressed. You should just watch, like, the NCISs or whatever.
No, those not my cup of tea.
Special Victims Unit, SVU. That's what it's called, right?
Ladder 96.
What?
I don't know.
Well, you barely get through Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like,
Yeah.
which is light crime.
No,
very light.
I know, but I mean, like, true crime would keep me interested. Like,
You think?
yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good true crime. You need to listen to the podcast. True podcasts are where true crime is at.
No, you're totally right. You're totally right
like,
from what I know.
That's the mecca of true crime.
I know.
Podcast.
Do
you even listen to any podcasts?
No.
We never talk about that.
The only podcast I tried to get into is a podcast about revolutions because I found it because I was interested in the Russian Revolution because I wanted to learn more about what the Soviet Union was.
Because you were watching Chernobyl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I learned more about the Russian history from that and culture. It's a good podcast, and I got lucky.
What's the name?
It's called Revolutions, and I can't remember the guy's name that does it, but this is his 10th season, and every season he focuses in depth, probably like, between 15 to 30 episodes for a season of the whole history, specifically usually of a revolution of a given country. And he's like done the American Revolution, French Revolution, which I want to listen to the French one because I don't know much about it. But I was listening to the Russian one. I got lucky because when I discovered the podcast, he was in the process of releasing the Russian Revolution season. And he was already like maybe episode 3 or 5. So like I got lucky and like every week was a new episode. So it was kind of cool.
It's just like, how can you follow that and not follow Once Upon a Time? Like, like I could never follow like a prolonged history, like, talk. I don't know, like, it's just so boring and easy to
I know. Well, I mean, you would think it would be dry, but I really like him. Like, he's he makes it, like, he speaks very plainly, like, in a very modern way, and it's very relatable and easy to go along with and understand. He has a really good voice, and he just speaks very casually, and he writes it all out himself. And so, like, his whole goal with it was to be able to consolidate important pieces of history and then just talk about it in a very approachable, real way. And he does a really good job of that. And like, he peppers it here and there with like little jokes that are like history nerd jokes, kind of. and so it makes it really enjoyable for what he's doing. And I liked, because so something I'm learning about myself is I think that I'm kind of like I'm not a philosopher, but I like philosophy. And
why don't you like The Good Place more?
Well, I did like The Good Place when it was starting out, but then it started getting really weird.
Well, it was inspired by Lost. What can you see? What can they say?
Well, like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I think I get really committed and attached to the spaces that they start a show in, and then when they start moving out of those spaces, kind of like Lost did, I start to wane interest because it's hard to keep track of, like,
all the new things.
Yeah, and like I like the original space. I get like really attached to it.
Interesting.
It is.
That's random.
It is. So I don't like it when they change spaces.
Oh, well, I feel like you should listen to some true crime podcasts.
I should.
I
think I would really
listen
love
to Serial,
them.
honestly.
I know.
Like, that's
classic.
That's
standard.
the podcast that got people into podcasting or listening to podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, it mainstreamalized them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some great true crime, but it's scary too. Like, I've gotten in phases of listening or watching whatever, but it's scary. Like, it makes me scared of everything.
I mean, I've had nights
Murderers and
where
shit.
I just like my version of
Sorry.
true crime podcasts was just late night Wikipedia binges.
Oh.
Because I would just go down wormholes of like history, which would take me down like true crime history wormholes, and that would be just like, I don't know, it'd be mind blowing because I would never. It's just like, whoa, these things actually happened, like these crimes and these mass murderers or like serial killers and stuff like that.
Scary.
It's
so scary.
And like ones that like they go on for decades, and it's like some of them
Yeah.
have different types of criminality that they're also involved with, like with drugs and who knows what else, and or elaborate like ones that like, I mean, it's crazy, but like some of the true crime, which I don't know if they would actually cover it in true crime, is like fraud. Like
Oh yeah.
they do.
Oh yeah.
I
There's
love
podcasts about
fraud
everything.
stories.
There's one that I've heard about, been recommended, called like Dr. Death or something, about like this. It's kind of like I don't know the full story, but it's like a Catch Me If You Can situation or something.
Whoa.
Where it's like I'm an impersonator doctor and he like fucked up a lot of people, something like that.
Oh.
And I don't know much about it, but it's been like far on my list. I'm just not in a true crime phase, and I haven't been for a while, so it's like on my list when I want to get back into true crime. But yeah, it's like about some doctor imposter or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I should get on that. I've been going
I'm
out to
sure
the gym more, so maybe that's going to be part of my new regiment.
But I like more like chatty podcasts like this one. But I really like
this one, like ours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like our podcast.
Like-
Do you like our podcast? Comment below. Let us know.
Yeah. My favorite one right now, I think, is the one of the actresses from Superstore, Lauren Ash, has a podcast which is called Giving It Up for Less, and she just talks to random actors, but it's not like an interview at all. It's literally just like, it's more personal stories, and they just like have kind of a topic for the day, and they just tell stories around it about from their lives. And she has different segments that are like, tell a story about a time you blah, blah.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Like, yeah, she has this, which I kind of almost want to do just because it's so fun.
So more bite size. Like,
What?
like little.
Well, there is a lot of stories, but it's a regular size episode.
Yeah.
So there's like, but they're just like talking.
But isn't that kind of was This American Life kind of like that?
No. It's not like structured like that.
Okay.
It's very like loosely structured. Like they just have a general time where they talk about a topic and tell stories around it.
Okay.
And then she'll just transition. Now we're in the segment about, she has two segments, and one is Dumb Lies We Tell, and they talk about dumb lies they've told, like lies that made no sense to say and you just did it out of instinct kind of thing.
Okay.
You know? And then the other one,
I have a good one for that.
I want to do it next week, like
Okay.
do her segments, because she's so fun, and I'm inspired by her a lot, and I love her. And her other segment, which I would be very good at, is Never Let Go, and it's a grudge. Like, talk about someone you hold a grudge against.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it's like, it ranges from like, it's a lot of times it's like some bully in a school or said like a mean comment or stuff like that. It's like from small grudges to big grudges, you know?
That'd be good.
So, I don't know. She's just really talented at bringing stories out of people and telling stories herself. So, I love that. It's called Giving It Up for Less. I definitely recommend it. It's kind of on the newer side. So, like, I haven't seen many people talk about it.
That's good.
She doesn't seem to promote it very much, which, like, she should, because it's really good. It's not just, like, interviewing. Like, most celebrity podcasts are, like, they just interview peers, basically.
I mean, I think I told you about Dissect. So Dissect is a
Maybe.
podcast. It was actually like one of the first podcasts I started listening to. It was recommended to me while I was working at a music school here in town. One of the students that was paying his bill, he told me about, we were talking about Kanye West, and that because he was practicing some Kanye West songs, and I had like overheard them practicing, right? So I knew I could talk to him about it because I like Kanye West. I know, or I just know his I like his music, and I know his music. So anyway, I got to talking with him, and he recommended a podcast called Dissect. And at that time, he's now that person's done a lot of seasons, but at the time he had only done like 2 or 3 seasons of it. I think it's gone on to become fairly popular, definitely like picked up in some way, because I think he's like now making a good living out of that one podcast. But anyway, he does a really good job of like, so he analyzes an album, and he tries to focus on an artist's kind of like magnum opus type of album, and he goes into a deep analysis of the album, breaking down like lyric to lyric of every song, and that's what the whole season is about. And so he did that for a Kanye West album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I think is what it's called. I always get it messed up. My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, whatever. And so yeah, and that album is really incredible, and I got to appreciate that album a lot more after listening to that podcast, because he does a really good job.
Right now I feel like on YouTube the whole like it's a big subgenre now of like explanation videos, like explaining the end of Stranger Things, or explaining this movie that was confusing, explaining Inception, or not Inception, but like whatever's the Inception of
I'm
now.
sure there
I'm sure there are a lot.
Yeah.
Or like explaining the end of this video game, or exploring, what did
the end of Sonic the Hedgehog movie explained.
Yeah, and or it's like Tame Impala's new album, The Slow Rush, explained, and it's like, and the thumbnail's like, time is running out or something, because like it's the whole album's about time. So, I mean,
what can we explain?
I could do a whole episode on explaining currents.
That'd be chill.
Yeah.
I could probably do one for like a Beatles album.
I can explain all Lady Gaga's albums. I can explain currents and the Slow Rush a little bit, more in a general sense. Yeah, that's about it.
You know what maybe we could do? There are also some people on YouTube. It's a smaller, I think, community of people that like these videos, but do videos of them reacting to songs.
That's
or like
not
reacting
that's
to
not
like
a
an
small
album.
community.
Oh, it is not.
It's
okay.
a huge community.
Okay, I thought so.
There's like huge names like that. When I know AJ is like the big pop one, but
will he like rate the songs like on the album? And
I don't know. I haven't looked
okay.
at those videos, because like I don't know. I'm weird. I'm scared of like influencing my opinion, or I don't know. Like I guess I'm on the subreddit enough that like I feel like I get enough analysis for new releases. But like I've always wanted to check out AJ, who does pop culture.
Your makeup's looking great today, by the way.
Thank
I just wanted to say,
I don't think
wow.
the camera can pick it up.
But it's great. Can you move in a little bit? Can we get you a little closer?
Oh no, I feel like no one's watching the video.
Oh.
They may come in. Lena's in the way.
Uh-oh. What? Whoa. We're going to get you close up. Whoa. Hey. That looks awesome. Yeah, you're like sideways into the frame. That's so cool.
I did a little pink and blue moment for my eyes today, but it's only picking up the blue. Really.
Well, wow. Well, we've talked a lot on this episode,
have.
and
it's kind of a mess. Sorry, but
hey,
whatever.
Life's a mess. The world is a mess. Who gives an F?
We were just so busy this weekend, and like we didn't have a list. I didn't have a list.
We had a grocery list, and we got well fed,
Yeah,
and then we came here without a list. So
Yeah.
we listed out. Like we had enough listing.
But
today.
next week, let's prepare or think about stories where you've told a dumb lie or hold a grudge against something or someone or whatever.
Got it.
And we'll share next week.
Okay, sounds good. As somebody starts to investigate inside your shirt.
Oh my God, she's going in my shirt. Lena.
Oh,
Lena's
what the
been
heck?
she wants to
she's crazy.
sleep in there.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I should probably get off this chair because she probably wants to sleep here too. Well, thanks so much for listening and watching. This has been a whole lot of fun. We enjoy coming to you every week with these, and we can't wait to see you again next week. We're probably going to try to hook up a remix part 2 of the drag makeover series. So I'm excited for that. Kind of terrified, but kind of thrilled at the same time.
My
so
makeup has evolved a lot, so I think
we got to flex these skills on me. Come on, I can't wait.
I got to make Cameron into a beautiful woman.
Oh.
So.
Well, until then, this is Cameron.
This is Zelenny. Please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube.
Heck yes. Do it.
Give us 5 stars. Remember when they had stars?
I don't.
Oh. Well, I think videos used to have stars.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
You'll be hearing from us.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed it again. You weren't ready. I'll keep playing the dead air until. Wait, are you gonna press it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll be hearing from us.
You'll be hearing from us. This is Zelenny and